So you mentioned that you wanted to talk about mental health and your experiences trying to attain, proper mental health support. Could you shed some light on that?
Sure. I've always felt different. I've always been a lot more antsy as a person. And for years, I had no clue that I was suffering from generalized anxiety and depression for a while because, I just came from a culture that kind of looked down upon, talking about mental health. If you talked about mental health and you were crazy, I would tell my parents that I was sad and they'd be like, oh, go pray, and it was very hard for me to deal with it because in middle school and high school, I was bullied a lot. I was always picked on for being, a little nerdier. And, that really started to affect how I perceived myself and how I interacted with others. And I think the moment where it kind of came to a head was when my father passed away. And I just felt like very, very alone in the world because even though I did not have a solid therapist, he was the person that I went to with my issues. So that was kind of when I started, thinking about my mental health more and about thinking about myself and how I actually felt because for a long time I didn't really express to people how I felt. I would always feel not good enough. I was constantly anxious. I had insomnia for years. I just started sleeping properly. Um, and, going through the medical field, it is hard as a Black woman to talk about mental health because, in the media and just in general, we're always perceived as, strong or, as, being able to, handle more than other women, which is obviously not true. So when I would talk about my issues, everyone would be like, that's fine though. Like, you're so strong, like, you'll get over it. But I think we often neglect the mental health of women of color. And I've experienced that firsthand with how I was treated in regards to like my mental health and my issues.